Welcome back, everybody. So today we are going to discuss about the AR in detail, AR cycle and O2 cycle. So what is AR cycle? Why AR and OTC cycle are important to know? So in detail we'll discuss about it.
O2C or AR, both are same. Okay, if somebody saying it's different, it's no, it's not at all different. So in O2C we have eight sub processes or sub department. Those department works hand to hand. First of all, first department sales department. Sales team basically what is done? Sales team go look for the potential buyer who will buy our product. Suppose in Bisleri bottle we are selling, our sales team will look for the potential buyer who will buy our product. So that's a really sales team work. Now moving to after if you find the potential buyer and the potential buyer want to buy a product and potential buyer want to buy like 1 lakh Bisleri bottle suppose and he want to buy on credit that he will pay it on a 6 month. So then we need to, before we found a buyer, but whether a buyer is legit or not, that we need to check. So in order to check it, we need to understand whether if I give them 1 lakh Bisleri bottle, whether they're going to pay back me or not, whether they have a money or strength or the company, like the customer has the ability to pay money back or not. So that's why we check the customer credit worthiness. So there's another team, is a credit assessment team. They check the customer credit worthiness. Basically, when the sales team find the buyer, they take the details like their financial statement or the background of their company's details and they submit it to credit assessment team. Credit assessment team do the research from their side and they find categorize the customer whether the customer have the ability to pay back the money to us. So if they find this they can pay back money, so then we should go for a credit set. Again, the credit assessment team categorically categorize the customer in a three mode, which is a high risk customer, low risk, and medium risk. High risk customer, that means paid assessment will find the customer is doesn't have the strength to, or doesn't have the ability to pay back because their financial structure is not talking well. So that's a high risk customer. For those customers, we will not give any credit to them. So we'll ask them to pay us and then take the product. Second, medium risk customer is something where we can doubt, okay, they are good, but seems also their financial structure not so strong, not so bad. So we propose those customers go for the 50% of cash and 50% we can give take it as sale credit. And low risk customer where the primary customer where we can find their financial stability is very strong, we can give them a credit, full amount credit. So that's how the category is created. That is the main work of Curiosity. So Curiosity, how they do? There's a multiple portal in here. They actually track all the big farm details. So this Experience portal, if you and that company has to buy a license of Experience, and that Experience portal talks about most of the company's background. When talk about credit sale, it's always the credit for sale happen for the big company, the big company like purchasing product from a big vendors. So credit sale comes on that scenario. And when talking about now the industry, the big client buy a big large amount of product on raw materials in a credit. So for that reason, all the company and in the market there are company they are actually working on a portfolio who basically takes the database of each company and they record it in their portal and they sell those data with the help of the kind of portals. So experience portal where you can in India we have a CIBIL score, right? So it's for individual similar to that or the business or the organization they also have a rating how the company is. If the company is good, having good rating, that means they can have the credit. In a market, they can pull a credit and they can purchase a product on credit. So that's the credit assessment. I hope sales and credit assessment work is clear to you guys. Moving on to that, okay, after credit assessment, if we have decided that we can sell them a product on a credit, we move to the customer master data. Customer master data is team where basically we set up the new customer details in our customer database, where we create a customer company, customer ID, and we give them a one decent number. By that we can category this is our customer onboarded newly, and their product shipped to where the product should be go the ship to address, and where the bill will send a bill to address. These are the things that we normally get captured, and the product customer more details about the how they want to pay, and the detailed address of your customer. So the end-to-end customer setup, the KYC, know your customer basically. So we set up the customer details in a portal. So that is done by the department called customer master data. So sales we understand, career assessment we understand, and customer master database is just setting up a new customer. So that also is pretty easy to understand. Now moving to that next department, order management. Now when the customer gets set up, then the order management team, release the order whatever the customer is asking. Suppose customer asking 1 lakh distillery bottle. So our warehouse team has to plan to deliver to the customer location. So they book the courier, and they takes the customer order, which is PO. Customer when customer making order, they generate purchase order. In a purchase order nothing, it's a commercial document. It states that customer is looking for 1,000 of bottle, distillery bottle, and quantity is defining what kind of product they are looking for, which is distillery product. That also defining. So now that PO defines that customer asking for it. So based on that PO, order management team created sales order, and the sales order define the same thing. And now we are acknowledging, okay, we are selling you this product, and we are sending you to your ship to location. So likewise, sales order we create by that's get created by the order management team, and they plan end to end to deliver the product to customer location. So that's a primary work for the order management. It seems it's very easy to understand order management, managing the orders. Once that order management team deliver the product to the customer location, and then they take the sign off from a customer, which is state that we have delivered the product to you. Now you are acknowledging that this product is now you have received. Now that kind of one commercial document that customer has to sign. When the customer signed, then the order management team done job is done. Then it moved to that signing copy and acknowledgement. They can update in their application, and then the invoicing team gets the notification, and they create the invoice. So now when the product gets delivered, then we start creating the invoice. Then the next department called invoicing, who create the invoice for the customer, and they take the details from sales order or PO, and they create the invoice as per the 1,000 of display bottle, how much it cost. So suppose it cost around 1 lakh. So likewise, we just create the details we mentioned in the invoice. We give the quantity of the product, how much the per quantity price, and total amount of the price. So that invoice we generate, and that invoice generation teams do that, and then multiple companies have different way of sending invoice to the customer. Some company they send via email, some company they send the courier the hard copy of invoice to customer. And they can also, some company they have a portal where our invoice can upload the customer invoice in their direct portal. So these are the multiple channel we can upload the invoices. Once the invoice is uploaded, then customer will have a threshold time of 15 days or 30 days as per the company policy. Within 13 days or 15 they have to pay back. When they will pay back to our bank account, which is during our customer master setup. We have been, or our sales team already discussed that where they have to make a payment. They have to make a payment. When they will make a payment, our until unless the invoice actually not get paid, we are not touching that invoice. We are keeping that invoice as open. Now another team is coming, which is cash application team. So cash application team in an organization daily basis they check which invoice get paid and which are the invoice not get paid. So they check the bank statement, and based on the bank statement, whatever the payment they receive, when they see that some payment received in a bank, they take out the information from the bank statement and look for the our the application that which invoice is still open. Eventually, that invoice is open, but we have received a payment. So they check the bank statement details and the open invoice details on a customer account, and they nullify it and they close the invoice. The invoicing team creates the invoice and cash application team is closing the invoice based on a bank statement, whatever we have received, based on a bank statement information. If the bank statement stating that payment received, and we can based on that, because in order to close the invoice we have to have some database supporting data. So bank statement is kind of a denoting the information that which invoice payment we have received. Based on that, we closing it. So also sometimes customer, suppose XYZ customer, they have made a payment. They send the remittance advice directly to us. So they state that, hey, company, we have made a payment of this invoice. Please check your bank statement, or please consider this document as a remittance advance. So this kind of email also customer says when customer make the payment. So there is a particular channel where customer send us an email, they send us our query. So that email box customer can send sometimes customer send a remittance advice. So remittance advice nothing is a proof of payment, that customer stating that these are the invoice I have made a payment. Please check. Please consider this and close it. And same details you will find in a bank statement. So this additional information customer sometimes gives information that which invoice they are closing, and they just mailed information. And they can also mention in the check, if they're making payment by check, the B side, back side of check, they can mention the invoice number. So these are the invoice payment we are doing. Please close the invoice in your system. Likewise, this is the remittance. Nothing is the proof of payment or the information provided by the customer based on provided stating that which invoice they are covering. So this is morally cash application teamwork. So we cover sales team. It's a very easy stuff if we consider, if you listen the video properly, you will understand it easily. Sales team does work completed credit assessment work, team work clearly, easy job, which is that assessing the customer credit worthiness, our customer master data, this stuff, creating the customer details, and they create a customer company code, customer code in the portal, and the order management team who ship the product, and the invoicing who generate the invoice, and cash application who close the invoice based on our remittance advice and bank statement information. Now, once some of the thing, now after cash application, we also have a collection team. If the customer is not making a payment, invoice payment, they are not closing, if they are not providing the amount against the invoice, and we have a dedicated timeline or due date of each invoice. If the customer not paying any invoice within the due date, then it will become past due. So if the invoice due date is 15th of Jan, till 15th of Jan we can wait. When 15th of Jan, if the invoice is not get paid, on 16th of Jan it will become past due one. Right? 16th of Jan it will become past due. So if the invoice become past due, then the collection team, who is a collector, who follow up with the client, they can make a call to client, they can email the client. They just say, sir, these are the invoices now overdue, you or past due, can you make a payment of it? Or in case if you need any have any issue or you have any doubt, let us know. So collection team basically help the customer to solve their inquiry. In case we have, sometimes it happens, some invoices we have sent and customer find it's not relevant, so they don't pay. So in case they have any confusion, they can talk about the confusion over with the collection team. They can help on this. So that's a collection team primary work. They notify the customer about a delay and they share a statement. They also proactively follow up with the customer, stating just to let customer know that these are the invoice need to pay on so time, so they can pay it. So these are the collection team. The collection team is a collector who just inform the customer about the payment, and they try to collect the money when the invoices become past due. Isn't it easy? So these are the department are basically separately works.
In O2C. So that's pretty much about this video. If any doubt, please comment.
So see you next time in the next video.